Spencer
100%.
Fano from Utah. What do we like about him? Where's he got to grow?
Yeah, Spencer Fano, man. I get excited about him, and then I just, I finished his last 4 games over the last couple days to kind of complete his season, and he's interesting. So the pluses here for me is his athletic ability is outstanding. I think his movement skills are top tier, just in terms of his ability to slide, mirror, redirect, expand guys up the arc. I think is good. He's very fluid. And then you pair that with his competitive toughness. And that blend right there, just those two things, I think is going to give him a pretty high floor. And then also, I think even though he doesn't have proven versatility necessarily, he played left and right tackle, but I think he could probably truly play all 5 positions as well. He could take the Mitch Morse route, college left tackle in Missouri, and play center. He could take the Zach Tom route, who we weren't sure if he was going to stick at right or play center. He could be like a Roger Rosengarten type right tackle. I think he could be a solid right tackle. I think he's going to be solid at any of the 5 positions because of how loose, fluid he is and how gritty he is. And I think his contact balance is pretty good. My concern and why I have a late first round grade on him is because I just think his play strength is very average. And he's just kind of like a slenderly, kind of a slightly built guy. And that's fine. I mean, Zach Tom is the same way. Roger Rosengarten is the same way. There's plenty of guys, who are winning, and fine players doing that, but it's going to be something he has to overcome. But I think the mentality with the movement skills, and then he's super young, as well. A lot of these guys are all super young, but I think that it could stand to reason that in 3 or 4 years, his body could look a little bit different than it does now too. Not extreme, but I don't think that's crazy to say either. So like I feel pretty good about betting on him as one of the, again, 3 best players in this class, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's it's kind of mismatched parts in some way. I wrote up lean through his chest, waist, and thighs by NFL standards, lacks upper body and core strength to sustain inline blocks at pro level, pad level rides too high on drive blocks, can be pressed and displaced by heavy-handed ends. All of these get exactly to what Brandon was talking about. Like every one of those of my first 4 of the quote-unquote weaknesses, which is, really needs to improve, that all gets to the same thing, which, calling back to our earliest discussion, is a little bit of a concern because we talk about power and play strength being so important in the league. I think that when you see him play tackle, he's very good at drawing. He feints and draws your hands first. He knows he's got sub 33 arms, and he just knows it through playing. I don't think he cares about his measurement. He just knows sometimes I'm going to get beat into my pads, even though he can unlock his hips and really, I think, recover with an anchor, even if he gives up some early bull rush. But he's pretty good at trying to play the boxing game, right? My dad always taught me pass protection's basketball and boxing. And some of what you do in boxing is you throw feints because you want to counter them. And I think shorter arm guys have to be good at playing the hand game and learning to vary their approaches in pass protection, where you don't know if they're going to quick set you. You don't know if they're going to, you have to really keep people off guard. It's like a pitcher who doesn't have a big fastball. You have to change angles on them. You have to change, the pictures on them. You have to change the tempo and timing, the hand usage. And I think he has the ability to do that. Like, I think he can play tackle out there. I think he's better with his hand usage than Will Campbell was in terms of being a short arm guy who understands how to play the game from a timing standpoint with his hands. The one concern I have about him, I do think he's a 5-for-1 potential player as well. In a pinch, a 5-for-1, meaning 5 positions out of 1 player, both tackles, both guards, center. I think center is going to end up being his best spot. I'm a little concerned about the
Mitch Morse route.
Yeah, I think the Mitch Morse route, because I'm not sure. Look, his pad level ride's a little high, but it's not that but he has bend in the hips. So I think he can play a leverage. I just don't know. I think we're starting to just get into zone scheme stuff if we play him at guard. But I love the pass protection that he brings you inside, which is why if he's on the board at 22 and the Chargers have a chance to add him at guard, I would be all over it, because it's Mike McDaniel coming in there, number 1. And number 2, you go get me a tackle. in at guard and I'm going to protect Justin Herbert with this guy, I mean, I would love it if I found him there. But he's also got center potential as well. And I think, and he does have, Brandon, you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I remember writing down that I thought he had he's a 3-year starter who had extensive reps in all prominent run blocking schemes. So he's seen it all over 3 years over there.
Yeah. So I've only seen him in the last couple of years, but yeah, he's pretty much executed a multiple scheme, in totality net, he's pretty much done it all. So yeah.
All right, time to grade him up. Spencer Fano, where you got him, Brandon?
I'm going to go A- on Fano, just because I think there's less stuff to correct here. I think with, compared to a guy like Proctor, maybe, also, some less to work with in terms of sheer size and power. But again, the athletic ability, the ability to recover out of compromising positions, and then the competitive toughness for me is, I think that's going to allow him to stick and be, a good player at the next level somewhere.
Spencer Fano, is he a Pro Bowl center, Lance? Grade him up.
No, but I'm going to give him a B+. I think he's got a chance to be I think he's got a chance to be an average to maybe above average right tackle. I think he's got a chance to be an average to above average guard. I think he's got a chance to be a good center in the NFL. So I think that's ultimately maybe his best position. I know they had him doing that some at the combine, but taking some snaps there at least. I'm going to give him a solid B+ on the offensive line. And that's a good thing. Just because you don't get an A doesn't mean that means you got a chance to be a good starter in the NFL, and that's what you want.
Make a hell of a lot of money as a B+ player. Double-decade career. Ain't no doubt about that.